Good afternoon, everyone. Those who have come here in person and also those who are online. As we come together to pay our respects, our tributes, our good vibrations, and our love to our dear Elizabeth Lopez. Special recognition to her immediate family, her daughter, her son-in-law, her grandchild, the niece you will hear from, and others who are here. Special, acknowledgement of your presence. And also to her spiritual family of the Brahma Kumaris Raj Yoga Center, who she spent many of her, latter years with. Also recognition for your presence here as well. Liz joined the BKs, as we call it, fondly, the Brahma Kumaris Raj Yoga Center some decades ago. She remained steadfast in the pursuit of her spiritual self-development, personal growth, and service, all foundational tenets of the Brahma Kumaris worldwide organization. I personally remember Liz as such a light person, fun times. I don't think I've ever had any interaction with her that we didn't laugh, that we didn't crack jokes. She was always so quick on the draw. I don't know if you've experienced that, always ready with a witty response. She was always ready to have a moment of laughter and camaraderie, whilst always staying true to her spiritual principles. As we send Liz off to her onward journey, we reflect our true identity as a spiritual being as we send this being off. The soul, or the driver, using the body as the vehicle for operating, experiencing, and expressing life. So really, when you reflect, it is Liz the soul who smiled with us through her face and her eyes. It was Liz the soul who laughed with us through her voice. It was Liz the soul who served through her body. And today, we send powerful vibrations to Liz, the soul, while at the same time honoring the body, the vehicle, that served her for all these 78 years. As we go through today's proceedings, understanding the soul, the energy, the life's force, the spirit, whatever you call it, that eternal energy powering this body. Let us sit for a few moments now as we play a song. And whilst the song is being played, generate those thoughts and those feelings that you have for her. Those feelings of love, those feelings of power, those feelings of thanks and appreciation, the feelings of freedom. And send that to her as if you're sending through your mind, through your eyes, these energies and these thoughts of light to her, that soul, that being of light. So let us start today with a little reflection. We'll play the song and I'll let you have a few moments of reflection to send her your personal feelings before we continue the rest of the program.
Silence, the mind becomes
have heard Om Shanti, I am peace. And it's a reflection of Liz's life. Om Shanti means I am a peaceful soul. That awareness of being a spiritual energy or entity whose natural nature is peace. And you know, when we gather like this to send or to provide our feelings, it's very important. And I'll share a quick story. There are people who have been what they're termed near-death experience, and they've been pronounced dead, but they're not. So within a minute they come back, but their brain function and so is zero, so they've been pronounced dead. So there was one case, this is recorded in scientific material, that he was hovering above his body because they thought he was dead. So the family held hands together and began to pray for him. And they began to share their feelings through their prayer and love. And when he came back and he was revived, he related that he felt as if there was like the wind beneath his wings. He felt the energy and the love that was being generated, which is why it's important for us to come together and send and share, as we just did, to the soul who receives it and has been very science that the soul absolutely receives these vibrations. As we continue to send these energies and vibrations to Liz, it's important to know a little background, some tributes on this soul from different experiences. At this time, most of our senior sisters who run the centers, all actually, are in India. They traveled for some international meetings and are in transit right now, primarily because of the war that's taking place. They are unable to return immediately. So we have other brothers and sisters who are taking the mantle to ensure that we give Liz the respect and the honor and the send-off that she absolutely deserves. So we have a couple of messages actually that was sent from those who couldn't be here. And we're going to call on some sisters to share that message. And we also have a video message from Brother Harry, one of the founding members of the Trinidad Brahma Kumaris. So I'm going to call on Sister Gita Singh, who shared many years, moments, times with Liz at the San Fernando Brahma Kumaris Rajyoga. We shared her feelings and thoughts. She will actually read a message from Sister Rona, who sent a written message in India at the time, and later on she will publish it on.
This is a message from the beloved senior sisters who spent several years with our beloved sisters in the Republic, Dominican Republic. So Sister Rona sent this message. In loving memory of Sister Elizabeth Lopez. Sister Elizabeth was deeply loved and respected instrument in Bible service. Originally from Trinidad, she first received Gyan in Cambridge, UK. Her sincerity and love for spiritual study quickly became obvious. After several years in the UK, she returned to Trinidad and continued a dedicated service at Bible Center in San Fernando. A spirit of service also took her beyond her homeland. For 2 years, she cared for Bible Home Center in the Dominican Republic. She also later spent several years serving in Jamaica and several other Caribbean countries. Sister Elizabeth had a warm, cheerful, and welcoming presence. Many remember her, how easily she was one felt around her and in her company. Her wisdom was gentle yet deep, and she shared Bible teaching not only through words, but through the power of her yogic vibration and the purity of her dharma. Now, this fortunate pure soul has completed this part of the journey and continues through the angelic destination with gratitude for the beautiful part she played and our auspicious elevated wishes for the soul ongoing journey in Bhagav's company. Om Shanti. I will share with her what I had with my sweet sister. I never called her this, but I always say sweet person. Always. I met sister. You know one thing is that I was supposed to cry because I had such a hard time with this. I met her in San Fernando, in the US, around 2003. At that time, my children were very small, and Liz was a motherly figure. She would always be out there, always there speaking with them. And as time went by, when we were outside, seeing our garden, seeing our flower garden, all these things we were doing outside, it will never come a day that Liz would not come out and be with us. And in a jovial way, as brother said, she was always smiling, always talking, always making joke. And then because of her compassionate way, her motherly way, my children were drawn towards her. And she ended up leaving to go to the Caribbean country. And my son, Bedford, Liz was so shocked with that. Liz told me that she saw him by her door. And she kept repeating this over and over. And when she called me, she would always talk about this incident. Just before she got here, I spoke with her and I told her, listen, it's 8 years he left body. Liz started to talk about him before I even got her. And one thing about Liz is the compassionate person she was, the caring person she was. She had a lot of silence way. If anything should go wrong, what I realized is that she would come out, she would smile, and she would always say, Baba will take care. She wouldn't really say what is wrong, but she said, Baba will take care. But she just loved our family. She was the kind of soul that I believe anybody seeing her for the first time, that smile she would have on her face, how she would welcome the person in the center. And this is a person that I know now is listening to us. She's in that intimate form listening to us. Whether we believe it or not, I believe that she is here with us, and when that our Supreme Father ready to take her on her journey, she will go. She had a caring way. She had a way that when her students, who she was giving the knowledge to, they were so attached to her. And she would always say to these students, are so attached to me, I keep telling them, the Supreme Father is who is giving us this knowledge. He is the one that is giving us this happiness. And you have some that is sitting right here now. And he would call her when she called him. She was at home, and he would call her. she would let them know that she is there for them. But who is here? That super father, that super soul is there for us. And when Liz met one, it was something that was indeed, the day that she got ill, I was going to call her. When I called, she didn't answer. And then I sent a nice message, and I don't know which one of her niece answered. I said, you know, she cannot take a call. She would not be able to see anyone because it is a doctor's order. And then Sister Kamala called me and said that Liz left body. It was a shock. But then it was a type of relief because I knew that she was going through a little physical health problem. And I said, now when he goes where Sister and that she go, I know that she is in his arms, and when he's ready, he will take her on her beautiful journey. One thing, if you should ask Liz about her grandson, she would just talk non-stop. She would talk non-stop and she would keep on telling on about her grandson. I went into the kitchen, I went for something, and I said, Liz, again, how's your grandson? She said, I am sitting there. And she had so much love for this child. I told the way she said he was physically with her. And she said, no, he's in Canada. But she had love for children. She had this heart that opened up to souls of people. She would walk gentle like an angel. She would talk like an angel. And you believe that she was walking in the sky already. But she had a very compassionate way. And I know that God will help her saved wherever she is. And she definitely is going to have great hope. Parents that are waiting for her. When we say Om Shanti, we know that Om means I am is a Sanskrit word and Shanti means peace. So the body and the soul is two separate entities. The body will be created, the body will be burned, but the soul will live forever. The soul is eternal. And she is our eternal sister, especially the baby Rajayoga. I know that her friends and relatives have deep love for her. But he in the Rajayoga is deep love for her that will never end, and we will meet again. Om Shanti, thank you.
Thank you, Sister Gita, for those sharing. We also have a message from Sister Vishanti, who is the sister in charge of the St. Augustine Rajoga Center. She wrote, Sister Elizabeth was a deeply loved and respected instrument in Baba's service. Originally from Trinidad, she first came into Rajoga in Cambridge, UK. Her sincerity and love for spiritual studies became quickly obvious. After several years in the UK, she returned to Trinidad and continued her dedicated service at the Rajoga Center in San Fernando. Her spirit of service also took her beyond her homeland. For 2 years, she cared for the center in the Dominican Republic, and she later spent several years in Jamaica. Sister Elizabeth had a warm, cheerful, and welcoming presence. Many remember how easily one felt at home in her company. Her wisdom was gentle, yet deep, and she shared Baba's teachings not only through words, but through the power of her yogi vibrations and the purity of her practice. Now this fortunate and pure soul has completed this part of the journey and continues toward a future destination. With gratitude for the beautiful part she played and our auspicious elevated wishes for the soul's ongoing journey in Baba's company. Thank you, Sister Vishanti, for those words. And we will now play a video message from Brother Harry. We sent this from here.
When we talk about Elizabeth, sometimes I will say, you are a lazy bed. Sometimes when we think of Queen Elizabeth in England, I will call her Elizabeth. I had a little bit fun with her, and we had a wonderful time together. We lived at the Raja Center in San Fernando, and particularly on evenings, when we prepare dinner, we all will sit together, we'll have dinner together, and after dinner we'll play Scrabble. It was really a very wonderful time. Sister Liz was very simple. She was a very reliable person. She was very humble. She was very cooperative. She will hardly say no to anything you ask her to do. You ask her to come to classes, you ask her to read early to students. You will all have to go out and we say, Liz, well, you want to stay and watch the house. It doesn't matter what it was. Liz was that person who was always very, very cooperative. And there was an incident where I received a phone call from one doctor in Venezuela. And it is said that the Brahma sister there was sick and was on deathbed. And if you don't act quickly, then it will be more expensive to bring a dead body. I spoke to Liz and she said, yes, I will go. We bought her a ticket, she went to Venezuela, and brought that person back to Trinidad, who of course is enjoying a wonderful life today. It is these kind of sacrifices that sustain Elizabeth, as I said, have never hesitated. She had traveled to other parts of the Caribbean islands, conducted classes, and as I said, she was such a person. Whatever is the need, you ask Sister Elizabeth, she had never refused. Such a loving soul, but such a simple person. When I came to India just over a month ago, and I met with her sister Grace. And I asked Grace, what about Liz? And Liz's response was, if it's one person she asked about in Trinidad, was where is Brother Harry? My response was very simple. Tell her, please don't go anywhere until I return. According to drama, her time was to leave. Having used this costume in this body, and I think she has certainly played her part. My message to each and every one is to just say thank you. Thank you for the time we have spent together. Thank you for the love, the care, the compassion, the virtues, and everything that we have learned from you. And with these two words, we will be expressing our gratitude to that soul, so that soul will certainly go in an onward journey into another home, to be in the comfort and care of people who are loving and caring for all the qualities that you have shared with us. Liz, I want to say thank you. And may your onward journey be a very, very beautiful one. Barbara's blessings is with you. The divine family of your Rajiv Center, I'm sure, is with you. And there are some souls who you know really, really love you and cherish you, who I don't need to call names. You know who they are, I know who they are. So on behalf of all of us, I want to say, let your journey be a really beautiful one, and we shall meet in our next word. Thank you. Om Shanti. God's blessings.
Thank you for all those beautiful tributes. For those of you who will be hearing the term Baba a lot. At the Raj Yoga Center, we call God Baba because our aim is to create a very personal and close relationship like a father. And Baba is another term that we call father. So when you hear the term, it's really referring to that loving, close name for God. So we will move to the, performing the final rites for Sister Liz. As I indicated earlier, we are sending the soul off, but we are also honoring the physical body that took her through this journey of all the years here. So I'm going to ask Sister Linda who is from the San Fernando Center, to lead us in this. So basically, she will put the tilak, the tika, in the center of the forehead, that represents the seat of the soul, where the soul sits and controls the body. She will also put the badge on, and that badge represents her student life as a yogi. And she will put a garland around her, which is a symbol of respect for all the service that she's done tirelessly. We put some of it. And she will also apply some fragrance, which represents the sweet personality of and the virtues of Sister Liz. While she's doing that, the Generang from the San Fernando Center will accompany with a song.
Good afternoon to everyone. Om Shanti. And that we sing along, present our good wishes and your feelings for Sister Liz. And we say thank you for all that she has done for us. शिव बाबा को याद कर, जी भर उसको प्यार कर, सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरे मन। शिव बाबा को याद कर, जी भर उसको प्यार कर, सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरे मन। आया है लेके ज्योति बारी, रिम झिम बरसती से रंग निराला है रूप सलोना। दीदार कर ले मेरे मन। शिव बाबा को याद कर, जी भर उसको प्यार कर, सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरे मन। यादों की लहरों में जो लहराए, एक अलौकिक सुख वो पाए। शूली को कंधा कर दे, कांटे को जूई, पर्वत को राई कर दे, राई को रोई। दिल ही दिल में बात कर, मन में मूलक काट कर, खुद को तू आजाद कर ले मेरे मन। शिव बाबा को याद जीवन उसको प्यार कर सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरी सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरी। And the song says, remember God and love Him from the depth of your heart.
Thank you, Sister Linda, Brother Ryan. So let's hear a little more about this. As we invite Denise Simone Lopez to give us the eulogy.
Today we gather to celebrate the life of my aunt, Elizabeth Lopez, also known by many names, Daphne, Auntie Betty, Auntie Lizzie, just saying Lizzie. She was the fifth of 8 children born to Virgilio and Eunice Lopez on November 19, 1948. Betty was someone we didn't need to formal with. She loved to laugh, joke around, and make people feel very comfortable. To her nieces and nephews, she was always playful and full of humor. She was that person you could talk to, laugh with, and simply be yourself around. She was also incredibly giving and caring. Her heart was open to people everywhere she went. Many people around the world were touched by her kindness and her spiritual service. She believed deeply in helping others and living a life of peace, kindness, and spiritual growth. My aunt's spiritual journey was very important to her. She grew up in a Roman Catholic household and held on to those early values. But as she got older, she felt a longing to understand life and spirituality more deeply. That led her to the Inner Space Yoga Center in Cambridge. While walking down King's Parade, she saw the Inner Space Center, went in and got a flyer, and she attended the classes with her sister. At Inner Space, she finally found a path that meant so much to her and allowed her to serve others in many parts of the world. Some places were Curacao, Jamaica, Santo Domingo, and right here in Trinidad. Even as a child, Elizabeth had stories that made people smile. She was not one for sharing those stories herself. However, her siblings often told on her. One of the stories we can clearly recall was one of her being little and deciding to wear her father's wool pants and boots. Of course, they were far too big and she fell and broke her leg. It is one of those moments that became a reminder of the spirited and curious person she always was. We see that same what-if curiosity in her grandson today. One of the greatest joys in her life was becoming a mother. She was so happy when Alicia was born. Their relationship was special and reminds me of my own relationship with my daughter. Elizabeth and Alicia shared more than just a mother-daughter bond. They were simply best friends. There was not a day that goes by when they did not chat on the phone at least once daily. They were quite a pair. Later in life, she was also there to see 2 personal moments that meant so much to her. Her daughter's wedding in 2019 and the birth of her grandson, Adam. Seeing her become a grandmother was a beautiful moment. And I know that role meant the world to her. To her surviving siblings, Gloria, she never wanted to leave you. To Grace, life with her little sister in Cambridge are moments to be treasured as well as the fire that brought them both spiritually together. She will be looking down on you both and the memories of you all, and the memories of you all that you all had together will forever be seen. To her sister-in-law Maria, who is unable to be here in Kurdistan, the doors to your home will permanently open for the frequent trips, the shout-outs, telling each other that water was on the line or your machine overflowed. To her nephews, you will forever remember her laughs and her jokes, the many nicknames she pinned on you all. The auntie you can small talk with and not offend. To her nieces, who have made her last days comfortable as she could be. To her great nieces and nephews, your little smiles brought joy to her even at such a young age. You all knew you did not have to be formal around her, and she was that auntie you could be free around. Last but not least, to her son-in-law Shameen, to Adam, to Alicia, she will always be proud of you and love you. May the memories you all have made as a family together be etched in our heart. No words, no words can take away your grief, but gain comfort in knowing her suffering on earth has ended and her new life has begun. We will miss her deeply, the love she shared, the wisdom she carried, and the joy she brought into our lives will continue to live on in all of us. You are free. You are free to fly higher than you did on earth, and soar in the kingdom of heaven. Rest in mother's arm and enjoy unconditional love and happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Simone. I think it's clear that this burst of energy, her positivity, her love, the appreciation people felt for her ran through her entire life and touched many others. Though at a time like this, we also, as we observe the soul's journey, also look for little snippets of wisdom for ourselves in our own lives and understanding how the journey of life. And so we're going to invite Brother Barrett to give us a little snippet of wisdom on this day, and also the insight into the wisdom that Liz also carried and shared with others. So, Brother Barrett.
The beginning of divine love, support, and truly heartfelt good wishes to that light energy that just complete. So I have a question for you. What is it that powered our dear sister Simone with that body to come up here? What is it that powered Mr. Anand Singh, fondly known as Brother Anand, to come up here and do his part? Respected brothers and sisters, friends, family, this silent, unseen energy is an incredible piece of science that is based on silence. How come when we go to sleep and we awaken in the morning or afternoon 5, how come you feel refreshed? This thing called spirit, soul, atma, life energies, those are common names. But child of God is vastly above spiritual soul. Because when you say child, a lot of us here are mothers, sisters, brothers, fathers. Child is a different aspect. My child. Yes, my child. So to recognize and to have this insight, to be able to act whilst in our body as child of God, sorry, is a blueprint of our dear sister Liz. We live in a world, in a time now where there are so many facilities of science, especially that little thing you walk around with and call in New York and Jamaica, whatever. How do you fathom that? Who created that? Did God create mobile phones? You're not answering. So you see what human beings can create. There are certain laws, respected friends, that govern this world. And a lot of us practice these laws without even thinking about them. They are called thermodynamics. Forget all the big words. Some of us who study physics in school, see we have one here, a master of physics at the front row. There are 3 laws that we practice without studying physics. The first law is this 5 elements that this beaker is made out of. This beautiful architecture, AC to boot that we are in right now. They are components of what is called matter. Air, water, fire, the things we learn in standard 2 or standard 3 in school. But then comes the big one. There is this law that is called entropy law. And this law is a law in which whatever we see around us, dear friends, take note. It ages, but not just ages. There is a decline. And this decline has a lifespan. A great, great soul of one of the largest democracies in the world said, when things go wrong, you must know wrong. That's a mantra for life. Whether you see it in French, Spanish, German, and another. When things go wrong, you must not go wrong. But whom did you be talking about here? The body? No. It's the resident of the body. The life energy. We say the eyes are the windows of the soul. Where is the soul? The soul sits on a throne, and that is right here. So it's important to recognize we play our parts from the driver's seat to power this vehicle. And this thing called enthusiasm for life, there is a rare product shortage of that. Some of you who work in the companies, you know what a product shortage is. Enthusiasm is something that should never wane. It should always be waxing. And to be able to do that, it's important that you pray, you meditate, you reflect. Why it is so? Time is telling us a story. The respected, very powerful leaders of the world, you know who? The peace factor in the world is beginning to become a little threatening. And this is where the third law of thermodynamics, the entropy law, which says that especially our mothers in the audience here, when Christmas time coming, when Easter time coming, when Diwali is coming, what do the mothers say? Well, hello, can we clean the house? We do clean up campaign, don't we? Say yes. Yes. So the one whose praise is unlimited, mother, father, teacher, friend, guru, sub-guru, preceptor, greatest preceptor, that part comes into play when too many things have gone wrong. And that is called the major entropy law, where you find out we want to put back our house in order. Mr. Anand Singh is a master par excellence in terms of teaching other people this thing of the spectrum of thoughts. Negative thoughts, positive thoughts, excellent thoughts, good wishes, degrading thoughts, disrespectful thoughts. There is a spectrum of thoughts. And we have to choose, just like our dear sister did, the type of thoughts that are above level and not below level. Personally, when I learned these aspects many moons ago, I developed a little program, and I want to encourage on behalf of our dear sister, friend, mother, whatever role she has played, let us make a commitment. Before I tell you that commitment, just one other thing I want to share. Two men were on a job site, and it was hot sun. One had good strong body and one was simple. So someone passing by asked them, "Hey guys, what are you all doing here?" One with a strong body and very able said, "Oh Lord, this hard work in the sun every day, I don't know what to say." The smaller one said, "You know what? I have all enthusiasm to be able to finish this work, this job, on time." Remember that, on time. This time for this role is finished now. Do you know what they were doing? The first guy was complaining, and the second guy, they were building a church. So what the aim and objective is prayer. A church is a house of God. No questions. Right? Yes? It is. So it means that we have to be now embarking on a daily plan. Companies now, particularly the large companies, they have appraisal at the end of the year. They tell you, Mr. Saka, you behave, you didn't behave, then your salary increase and your position will be connected to that. This is a common thing in our job site. The boss will analyze your performance. So we must also adopt this kind of appraisal process as a gift to what she contributed to our lives. And this appraisal process, in the morning, before the road gets too busy, the highway of thoughts, respected friends, it is easy, so there is peace. That's why you find some people there in the morning to pray, to reflect, to meditate, to send good vibes to the world. But it doesn't stop here. At the end of the day, you should appraise yourself in front of the boss. When you do that, a considerable amount of stress comes off the soul.
So that you finish and you surrender your day, and accordingly you rest. The main benefit of that, you sleep very little. You can ask people who practice meditation on a regular basis. You sleep much less than 7 hours and you are refreshed. Why? Because the soul is very peaceful. It has given up all the agendas and activities of the day. So spiritual consciousness or soul consciousness is something we should water down with our efforts, our enthusiasm. And one thing we should never say, I don't have time. Make time, create your program, be a master in terms of being the manager of your life. When you do that, these 3 laws, matter, entropy, which is time, and entropy, which is time, the journey of ascent. Your determination, yes, your determination to be a better person, it follows God's law. You don't have to say, oh Father, oh Shanti, or Namaste, no, you don't have to say that. That profound relationship, that page, respected friends, is in the heart of the soul, as well as the heart of the Supreme Soul. It's an incredible being who can manage 8 billion thereabouts souls in the world. No human being is like God, but you are His child. And you can become God-like. Okay.
Thank you, Brother Barrett, comes from the St. Augustine Center. And we have one more reflection or sharing for Sister Liz, which is from Sister Linda at the San Penal Center. And I know many of you may have things that you may want to share. I will, we are unable to accommodate in terms of time everyone. So I would remind you that the soul is eternal and that your messages and your feelings can reach her through your thoughts and you can share that with her. So let me invite Sister Linda.
So I met Sister Liz twice over the phone. That's how our relationship began. And the first one was an auspicious meeting that was being held at the center, and Sister Liz called, maybe she was in Jamaica, to speak with Sister Emlata, our senior sister. Sister Emlata could not take that call, so I took the message, and the message was that some relative, maybe it was the father who would have passed away, or brother. And so she said that she was going to try to see if she could come back for the funeral. Okay? And the next time was again meeting her on the phone. And another family member had left body or passed. And it was a few years after I finally met my sister face to face, where she came to stay at the center. And she was very quiet and gentle and walked around gingerly, knowing her way about and knowing exactly what we call Srimad or God's elevated directions were as a sister living at the center. She taught me a lot. But at that time, I was a baby in the family at the center. And then we had someone who came younger than myself. I used to look at him, kind of, you gonna get my place with Sister Liz. But he was very warm and loving, and he was very mischievous. And I was sold into that. So the first prank we played with Sister Liz was he called her into the storeroom to help him do something. And he called me behind, and then he quickly ran out of the storage and he locked the door behind her. And she didn't know what was going on until she was ready to come out. And she kept knocking on the door, His door was easy to hold door, so she pushed it out. And she came out, she did like this, and she said, if you ever do that again, no, I'm going to report you. So we had fun times together. We shared a lot of God's knowledge and practice of really what a yogi should be like. And she taught me many lessons. Second prank was, she shared with me, one of her nephews. She said that you all used to usually sit on the porch in the evenings and you just love each other's company, share little things. And one nephew said, Auntie, hold this bottle for me, I'm coming back. So she gingerly got up, took the bottle, and the nephew took the phone, took a picture of it, and he said, I'm going to send this picture to the Raj Yoga Center, and they are going to see what my auntie is drinking. Short peanut green, or tall peanut green. So that's it for me, and those little fun times we had, I really enjoyed. I was very attached to her. And when she left the center to go home, to her locking home, she would never call the center. And I would be worried, and I would say, well, why don't you call? And she said, when I'm home, I'm enjoying home, just leave me alone. When I'm at the center, it's okay. So Sister Liz, I just want to share a few words of a song to express my gratitude for you being in my life. And I say thank you for your inspiration, for your life and love. Thank you for your recognition of the one above. Thank you for your sweet companion, for your sweet compassion, for your life of truth. Thank you for walking on this earth. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. So as we close, what's going to happen is I'll just leave you in a little, maybe 2 minutes of internal silence and gathering our thoughts and sending it to this. And then we will have a viewing of the body, and then we will proceed from there. So let me just, before I do that final contemplation, thank everyone for coming, for sharing your thoughts, for putting things together, for the eulogy and your feelings. Thanks to the family for all the support, and everyone for all that they have done for Liz in her life, and everything that you will continue to give to her and send your good thoughts and feelings for her going forward. So give me just a few moments of your time for all of you who may have things that you want to say, express to her, let's just be quiet, be silent, relaxed, follow the guidelines that I will give you as we send our feelings and our thoughts to the soul. As we become still, relaxed and quiet, we remind ourselves of our spiritual existence, creating these thoughts of peace, of thanks. Whatever we feel, fall is, we generate that feeling in our hearts, in our minds, and we send that to her as if rays of energy and thoughts from ourselves are going towards her, embracing her, lifting her, just for a few more moments. Surround her, surround that soul with your thoughts of love. Thank you very much.
Beyond the way.
Raj Yoga Center in San Fernando. We'll be doing meditation and offering tribute for Sister Liz on Sunday. So those who normally come to Sunday morning class, you know what time that is for the family. You can, if you would like to come, you can come to 8:15 a.m. for that meditation and offering.
Here. Oh,
Don't worry, don't worry. Don't worry, that's
the
not.
key number. No.
Yeah, don't worry.
you.